You remember sometimes as a kid that you just wanted to fit in, maybe just be like everyone else? And maybe as adults today, we sometimes have that same mindset. Maybe we have that mindset about ourselves, or maybe we have that mindset about our children. Just want them to fit in, to look like everybody else. It's funny that we say those things and that we think that way from time to time, because the reality is, as Christians, we're not supposed to fit in. We're not supposed to blend in. We're supposed to look different. We're supposed to act different. We're supposed to talk different. We're to be different. In Romans chapter 12, beginning in verse 1, it says, "Therefore I urge you, brethren, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies a living and holy sacrifice, acceptable to God, which is your spiritual service of worship. And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you may prove what the will of God is, that which is good and acceptable and perfect." This passage is pretty clear about being transformed, not conformed. We've been talking about our attitude towards the church, our attitude towards the assemblies, our attitudes towards Christ. I believe this passage also talks about our attitude, because as it's talking about not being conformed, but being transformed, where does it say that transformation begins? It says here, by the renewing of your mind. It begins in your mind with your attitude. We have the attitude that we want to blend in and fit in and be like everybody else? Or do we have the attitude that we want to be like Christ? Folks, it's important as we live in this life, that we strive to be like Christ, that we strive to be different, that we strive to be salt and we strive to be light. Peter says that we're aliens and strangers. We're pilgrims in a foreign land. In other words, he's saying this world isn't our home, that we're not supposed to look like this world. We're supposed to look different. It's really hard to change the world if we look just like the world. So I want to encourage you today that may you have the attitude, not of conformity, but the attitude to be transformed, to look like Christ. I thank you for taking the time to join me today. I pray that God will be glorified in all that you do today.